Can a Muslim leave Islam? This is one of the most contested and most honestly difficult questions in Islamic jurisprudence, and it deserves an honest answer rather than a comfortable one. The classical position, held across all four major Sunni schools of jurisprudence, treated apostasy, ridda, the formal leaving of Islam, as a serious legal offense, with penalties that in the classical texts included the possibility of execution if the person did not return to Islam. This position was developed by classical scholars and remained dominant in traditional Islamic legal thought for centuries. It is important to be honest about this. Softening it or pretending it doesn't exist in the classical tradition is not honesty, it is apologetics. The classical position is what it is. Tell me in the comments, were you aware of this before today? And did you know there was a significant scholarly counterposition? What is equally important to understand is that a substantial and growing body of contemporary Islamic scholarship takes a genuinely different position, not as a concession to modernity, but on classical grounds. These scholars argue that the classical penalty was a political and social response to what was understood as treason in a theocratic community, not a theological punishment for the private act of changing one's belief. They point to Quranic verses that explicitly state there is no compulsion in religion, that God alone judges matters of the heart, and that people who believe and then disbelieve and then believe again are addressed, without any mention of worldly punishment. They argue that forced religious adherence contradicts the very foundations of Islamic theology about the nature of sincere faith. The disagreement between these positions is genuine and ongoing within Islamic scholarship. I cover it in full in a long video on this channel on Islamic law and contemporary questions. Check the link in the description for a book on this topic. Subscribe, Truth Every Day. I'm Noor. This is Islam with Noor. Thank you for listening.